Dexter and Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
This is the Pipeman here on the Adventures of Pipeman W4CY Radio. I'm very excited about our next guest because, man, he's got a lot going on, but that's nothing unusual. But I got to say, I got to start it off by, I have a very important question. Okay. Who the fuck is Billy Morrison?
You know what's great is that I can now answer that by saying, just go to my Vivo page on YouTube and it'll tell you who the fuck is Billy Morrison. Listen, that idea came from our PR company. And they were right. I've got more than 30-year career in the music business and a lot of credits, and I still feel like I hear, who the fuck is Billy Morrison? And, my PR company said, you should make a little mini documentary, and be careful what you suggest to me because I'll just go out and do it. And that's what we did.
And I watched it and I loved it. Everybody has to check it out. My favorite part, I think, of the whole thing was when Al Jourgensen says you're a great human being. He doesn't say that about many people.
First of all, he doesn't. But the greatest thing is the look. He says what could go wrong, and then gives that knowing look that he knows me quite well, So listen, I love Al, I love Duff, I love Be Real, all the guy, Barry Pointer, all the guys that were involved in that. They just say yes unconditionally, I'm like calling Nuno going, I need you to just say something, and everyone just goes, yeah, sure, buddy, no problem. So, I
love it.
My love goes out to all of those people involved in that it was fun to make. And hopefully it does explain a little bit about who I am and why you hear my name, but also with a little tongue in cheek. I mean, I don't take myself that seriously. I'm not trying to have a Taylor Swift solo career. Right. It's only rock and roll.
Exactly. And what I do love about it too, it was a brilliant idea to name the documentary that, because pretty much every rock star probably knows who the fuck Billy Morrison is.
Right.
So it's kind of funny when the general public would say, who the fuck is Billy Morrison?
Look, this has many levels to it. If you want to go a little bit deeper, my label and I talk about it all the time. I had a #1 hit with the Aussie song. I've had 3 top 20 active rock hits in a row. It's interesting that the general and actually quite sad. Not for me. I'm doing all right. I'm good. But in general, for music, it's quite sad that someone who is successful, I guess, success is relative, but most kids who are aspiring to be guitar players and musicians and rock stars, they would call what I do success, right? So it's kind of sad that someone who's having that kind of success is unknown.
It is, but I also see the
blinkered way that our radio and our media portrays us,
Well, and it's kind of good in a way. I'm thinking like an artist, it's like, well, not being known also means you have a life, a private life.
I got to say, I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm happy. And I mean that. For me personally, I am super happy. I get my ego stroked by going out on tour with Billy Idol for the last 18, 19 years.
Yeah.
I'm playing Madison Square Gardens and the Staples Center and Red Rocks and Wembley, right? I'm doing that. My ego is covered. My creativity is more than covered with solo albums, I get to work with all these great people, collaborations. I get to work by myself with my art. and when I'm writing the solo albums. So all bases, and guess what? I get to go to pavilions with my gorgeous girlfriend and go shopping. All my bases are covered. What when I said what I said, I mean in a general business term, because for me, like I said, I'm great. I'm good. I'm very grateful. But it is sad that I would I chose to have a laugh and make who the fuck is Billy Morrison?
Yeah, it's brilliant. I mean,
it was fun. It was, I don't know about brilliant, but it was a lot of fun.
Oh, I think it was brilliant. And that's the key. You're a true artist too. And you said the word fun. Like if you're not having fun creating art, you're doing the wrong thing. Okay.
There's plenty of careers available where you're not having fun.
Right.
Go work in a bank from 9 to 5. You won't have fun. You'll earn some money, you'll pay your mortgage, but you won't have fun. If you want to have like fun, remember why you're doing this. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I can go and work in Target any day of the week.
Exactly.
Be grateful for the fun that you get to have as a creative.
And the people, speaking of good human beings, because in my example, like I was a big part of the Sunset Strip scene in the 80s, but then I left and I was like in the financial business. So I became a suit, and I wasn't having fun. Like I was making money, and there was some fun because there was some debauchery, just like there was at the Sunset Strip, but there were a bunch of assholes that you worked with and worked for. And so now coming back to music and doing radio and podcasting and going on tour and doing festival coverage and stuff like that, it's like I'm having fun. It's like I go to these festivals. Sometimes I'll bring my youngest daughter, and halfway through the first day of a 4-day festival, she's like, Dad, I don't know how you do this every weekend. I'm already done. And I'm like, I get home and I'm kind of like, I need to get back out there.
But it's horses for courses. It's each to their own. And, I do believe, you've seen both sides of that, of the coin. And I think financial stability is something that drives a lot of people. And that's fine. That is understandable, especially in this day and age. And if you want financial stability above all else, then you do not need to be in the creative entertainment business in any shape or form, because there's no
exactly
stability. But I've been fortunate enough to earn a little bit of money in entertainment. But when I decided to be in the entertainment business, it was a choice not made from a need for financial stability, because it's ridiculous. It was a choice made from a need to be creative. Number one, if I'm fortunate enough to even earn $1, that's a bonus.
Yeah.
So it's what you're making your decision based on. Don't make the decision based on I'm gonna make my fame and fortune in the music business. That's fucking terrible. If you decide that you cannot live with the restrictions of a 9-to-5 world, and you have shit inside you to say that you need to get out and don't worry about what other people think, then choose the entertainment business. It will be kind to you. If you're lucky, you might earn $1.
Well, that last thing you said is key, because most any other industry, you do have to care what other people think, and it's not healthy. Well, I think you should just be you.
But even in our industry, even in the radio industry, depending on where you're working, there will be people that will tell you have to cater to a certain thing. I am fortunate enough that I do not have to. But not everyone is in my position. If you are 21 and just signed a big record deal, don't think for one moment those people who just wrote you a $3 million check are not going to tell you exactly how your record's going to sound. And
that was why I left, by the way, because I sat backstage with friends of mine. I was a teenager, and watching these record labels telling them how to dress, how to play their music. And then look at what that happened after that is it kind of killed it by people not being able to be authentic and be themselves.
Yes, but here's the good news. The business has changed.
Yes.
First of all, I want to go on record as saying I am very fortunate. My position is very fortunate. But even for people not in my position, the business has changed so that basically what I'm saying is you can make a record from your own home.
Right.
A decent
Exactly.
sounding record. So you do not need the $3 million check from the Enormodome people, right? It's nice. But when you take that check, that means you are beholden to them ultimately on every decision.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're going to want their $3 million back. They're going to want it back.
It's not a gift.
We all find that out when we throw the TV out the window and then it's on the room service bill when you check out that you're paying. Oh, shit. Okay. So, you know, the business has changed and I am living proof that you can put out records, good sounding records, without major label corporate. But I will also say that my record label are one in a million in that they're a small label out of Chicago. Yes, we're distributed by Virgin, but lots of people are. And Virgin have been great with us. But the guys behind my record label, they're hard to find, those kind of guys. When I say, I want to do a record that's got a country song, a piano ballad, a metal song, and a hip hop song, and they go, okay.
I love it.
Really hard to find. Let me tell you that.
That's a needle in a haystack for sure. And yeah, I think
we're doing it for the second time, you know.
I think too, like you and I talked last year in February, and you know, some sad stuff has happened since then. Yeah. But I fully believe with all this stuff you're doing now and what's going on right now, that you know, you got Ozzy walking with you.
Yeah, I choose to believe that. I mean, I've not to get all weird. I dreamt about him. You know, I was close with the guy, and I know the family do as well. But I dreamt about him, and he's definitely. Listen, the guy was the biggest Billy Morrison flag waving supporter in the world.
Right.
He was the guy that told me I can do anything. You can paint, he said. You can paint. Oh, look, fucking hell. I'm a gallery artist for 15 years, hugely successful artist. So he supported me in life, and I know that he supports me now.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you where I have the biggest respect for you is the fact that you had the heroin addiction and started very early and for a long time.
Yeah, I did.
And you overcame it. And here you are. Like, listen, my own personal experience, most of my friends from high school are dead from ODing on heroin. And even I had 2 years ago, a grandson pass away from ODing on heroin at the same age as when you started heroin.
Yep, that's fucking right. Look, it's not really, I know this is going to sound hard to take in, but it's not really anything to do with me. Because otherwise, why do some people live and some people die?
True story.
The good people die. I am fortunate enough that whatever, look, it's certainly, I'm not religious, but there's definitely some power that is bigger than me, because otherwise, when I'm in charge, when I'm in power, I get shot, I get stabbed, I do time, and I die. That's fact. I proved it. So whatever's bigger than me that stopped me from dying wanted me here for a certain reason. Now, you know, did I see the big neon sign that power put up there going, dude, you need to stop? Yes, I saw it. I paid attention. I was granted a moment of clarity. I saw the sign. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to die and no one's going to give a fuck. But it doesn't mean that I did that. Otherwise, all my friends that are dead would still be here. It's luck, and it's the ability to see that neon sign just for a second, because we all get it, and some of us just aren't looking.
pay attention.
A lot of my friends just didn't see the neon sign that was put up for them. So these days I'm very grateful, and obviously I don't live like that anymore, but I choose to think that it wasn't necessarily me that did that.
Well, that's a pretty good perspective on it there. And for sure, I think there was something bigger than you, because they wanted people, whatever it was, wanted people to know who the fuck Billy Morrison is.
A very good segue. I like that.
Right. And here we have your upcoming Hollow. Oh my God. Like, you have more incredible people joining you. Like, it seems like anybody who's anybody in rock and roll wants to join you on this mission.
I don't know whether they want to join me or whether they just feel awkward when I ask them. No, I can say with certainty, every person that I've worked with on both records now have been just beyond my wildest expectations. They say yes immediately. They are enthusiastic. They work with me. I mean, I'm a producer on everything. So that's why it's a bit, people are like, well, it's Billy Morrison's solo record, but you've got a bunch of friends. Yeah, but I wrote the songs, I play them all. You know, I produced the whole thing, and I have stories. I don't know whether I can go into them particularly, but I produce in the biggest sense of the word. I mean, I'm sitting there with Manson when he's singing. And the talent of a producer is to be able to talk to the artist and suggest things, maybe do this, maybe do that. I'm doing that. I'm doing that with Rock and Roll Hall of Fame members. I'm doing that with all the guests. And there is some kind of unspoken respect that we all have, that they are just listening to me and they're working with me. And I think the more I put out, the more product like this that I put out, the more I'm proving to all of those people they can trust me.
Keyword.
Be Real said it in the movie, Who the Fuck is Billy Morrison? He talks about how I am invested in their performance. Do you have what you need? Do you want me to rewrite that verse? That's what true collaboration is.
No doubt. And it's not often, I find, you know, that's why a lot of bands maybe get into arguments, because they can't have that, you know.
And also there's people skills here. Producers should have people skills. Dealing with Duff McKagan is different to dealing with Marilyn Manson or Al Jourgensen or Ozzy Osbourne. You got to understand who you're working with, what they like, what they want. How many hours can they work in one go? Is this a 45 minutes and then you're going to have to stop and come back tomorrow? Or is this a guy that does 9 hours until it's done right? You know, Al Jourgensen, he's going to stay there till it's done. I
love that.
Ozzy, you've got an hour and then he's going to leave, but he'll come back tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Right.
Everyone has different methods. And I think one of the producers' skills is to understand who you're dealing with and work in their way.
That is brilliant. That is the way it should be, because otherwise they're not going to listen, or you're going to have a hard time. You're going to be stressed out. If you understand who you're dealing with, then you're prepared.
I also think writing a good song in the first place helps. And I'm very good at that.
That might be a little important. But I want to know, forget who the fuck Billy Morrison is. I want to know, how the fuck does he know how to write music, produce music, create art, and like so many creative outlets?
I don't know. If I knew the answer to that, I'd sell that answer and be very wealthy.
Right?
I don't know. That's the whole point of being a creative. Is not being fearful is one of them. I mean, I am not scared. When I picked up a paintbrush, you have to understand, I didn't doodle. I didn't go to art class. I've never had a lesson in my life. I just picked up a paintbrush. I picked up a spray can. I picked up an X-Acto knife. I picked up a canvas. I physically embraced art. Now, if anyone does anything every day for 15 years, you're going to get good at it. So it's not oh my God, you're so talented. No, I worked hard at understanding brush technique, color theory, all of it, you know, and spent hours of research time and hours of practice. So I think not being fearful to just do it is important. And then there's also a certain amount, I hate sounding like this, but there's a certain amount of, oh shit, I've got some talent, you know, because I write in a song, I've written some good songs, clearly. I don't know where that comes from. You know,
again, proof. There's some universe there. Right.
Or does it come from listening to thousands and thousands of hours of great songs? You know, the Sex Pistols album, Nevermind the Bollocks, is 12 amazing pop songs. That's what it is. You know, they're played with anger and angst and rebellion, but they're pop songs. The craftsmanship in the verses and the choruses. Maybe just listening to fucking really good music my whole life helps you understand what a good song is. Having said that, there are many songwriters out there that have listened to the exact same music that I've listened to and can't write shit. So, so I don't know is the answer, but I'm super grateful that I get to do what I get to do.
Well, personally, I think a big part of it is too, and going back to having all those creative outlets, is you understand every part of the industry, from doing radio, doing production, doing writing, playing the instrument, like everything. So you're on every side of it.
That's a very astute point, and I think you're right. I think that the more you understand, I mean, yeah, I understand. I could break down the financials of a festival, right? I can do that. I can tell you what every crew member does, probably tell you roughly what a crew member gets paid per week. But I can also tell you how the Beach Boys harmonies were put together with a third above and a seventh above. Like, I think the knowledge of every aspect of the business helps you craft and create good quality product.
No doubt. And you certainly do that. Man, all your newest music is great. Your art is great. I think everybody needs to get ready for Hollow, because no one will forget who the fuck Billy Morrison is after this. And thank you once again for being on the Adventures of Pipe Man.
Thank you so much for having me and supporting everything Billy Morrison. Hey, this is Billy Morrison, and you are listening to The Adventures of Pipe Man on W4CY Radio.
Thank you for listening to The Adventures of Pipe Man on W4CY Radio.